Hello, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be trying the new products that I found from Essence Cosmetics, and these are the Metal Shock eyeshadow, which is supposedly a drugstore dupe for the Stella Magnificent eyeshadows. So I have 3 shades right here, and this retails for $8 New Zealand, and you can find them from Farmer's Department Store. So the first shade that I have here is called Stars and Stories, and this is sort of like that pink metallic shade with silver specks. So it comes in a doe foot applicator like that, so you can easily have a precise application. So this is what Stars and Stories look like. So it has that silver metallic sheen to it, and it's very pigmented, so one swipe gives you that much pigmentation. And the second shade I have here is called Supernova, and this is like your green metallic shade with, again, silver specks to it, and it comes off sort of like a dark gray green, if you will. So that's Supernova right there. As you can see, the shade is so pretty. And the last shade I have is called Galaxy Rocks, and this is like the purple kind of like gunmetal shade, and I've actually have used this before when I did my kind of like holiday makeup look. And this is what Galaxy Rocks looks like. So as you can see, all 3 shades are very pigmented, they're very metallic, and hence the name Metal Shock. So for today, I think I am going to try and use the mixture of Supernova and Stars and Stories. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Now, for the sake of this video, I've already applied my full face of makeup, except for my eyes, obviously. So for transition shades, I'm actually going to use my Sharpness A eyeshadow palette, and this has a bunch of warm shades. So I'm mainly going to focus on like this shade right here, this shade, and a little bit of this shade to deepen up the crease. So to start off, I am going to pick up this shade right here for a transition shade. So Essence Cosmetics is actually a really great drugstore and affordable brand. My favorite one is their lip pencils, which I have non-stop used ever since I discovered it, and their Silky Smooth Touch blush, that's what you call. To deepen up, I am going to use this shade right here in the middle and just focus that on the outer parts of my eyes and directly under the crease, but staying on the outer V. And to give a little bit of warmth on my eyes, I'm going to use this orange shade right there. Put that underneath the crease of the eyes and not passing through the first transition that we put, just to put a little bit of warmth into the look. And blend. I actually want to deepen up the look further, so I'm going to use this shade right here and a mixture of the middle shade that we used before, and pack that on the outer portions of the V, the outer V. I have not done a makeup look for a long time that I am starting to forget what the parts of my eyes are called. And I'm gonna go back to our transition shade to blend all of the shades. And now for the fun part, I am going to take the Supernova eyeshadow and use a flat shader brush and kind of just take the product from the doe foot applicator and apply that precisely on my lid. creating like a cut crease. And I only needed one swap of this, and look at the pigmentation. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye, and then we'll come back to do the blending. So I've already done one eye and I blended everything. Final eye makeup look will look something like that. And now we're going to do it on the other eye. So first and foremost, I am going to grab my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here to blend the green from this side onto the outer V portion of the eye. So for that, I'm going to use like a more densely packed blending brush, and we're just going to blend our eyeshadows away. So starting here and slowly go into where we left off, that middle shock eyeshadow. So it will create a nice gradient. So now that's blended, I am going to go back to the Shop Miss A eyeshadow palette, and we will take this shade right here to blend the outer V portion of the eye and also that dark shadow that we just applied. Going back to the eyeshadow palette, I am going to use a little bit of this shade to kind of blend everything around the crease area. And then going back to that darker shade, we'll try to blend everything into the inner part of the eye. And then blend with the first transition shade. So this is just a matter of blending really. So I think this side right here is a little bit darker, so we're going to go back to that Wet n Wild palette and use the same shade that we used earlier to blend the eyeshadows together. And for the lower lash line, I am going to use the shade right here and run that along the lower lash line as a base. I am going to use the shade right here to kind of deepen up that line just here. And then going back to the Wet n Wild palette, we're going to use the shade right here and focus that on the outer lower lash line and connect that to the top to create that V effect. And then blend everything with that orange shade that we use. And for the inner corner, I am going to use the Stars and Stories from Wet n Wild. And again, we are going to grab a flat brush and grab some product from the doe foot applicator. So I'm just going to use this to place the product like so, and then I'm going to use the flat shader brush to blend that. And to set that shade, I am going to use this one right here from the Shop Miss A eyeshadow palette, just so we're securing the eyeshadow. And for brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the shade right here from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I want a matte highlight, mainly because that's not the focus of the eye. And I'm just going to quickly apply my mascara and tight line, and I'll be right back to share with you guys my final thoughts about the Metal Shock eyeshadows. For lips today, I'm going to line my lips with the Essence lip liner, and this one is in the shade In the Nude, just like a great nude lip liner. And for lips, I'm just going to apply this Shine Shine Wet Look Lip Gloss from Essence as well. And this one is in the shade Dress Your Lips, so it's just a nice brown lip gloss. And here is my final look. Overall, these Metal Shock eyeshadows from Essence are great dupe for Stila Magnificent eyeshadows, and for the price you pay, you get the quality and the pigmentation that you're expecting. Now, I've swatched these a while ago, probably about 40 minutes ago, and I tried to wipe it off with a tissue, but it will not come off. This is serious budge proof eyeshadows, and for $7, I mean, come on now. And as you can see, you can still clearly see the pigmentations, and it has a lot of specks of glitter, so I suggest that when you take these off, use an oil-based cleanser to remove everything, or you can just use your micellar water from that, because I've tried wiping it off with a micellar water and it came off. I really like these eyeshadows. I cannot wait for them to expand for new shades. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.